Let's start at the beginning. When and why did you start the Milborne Real Estate?
So Milborne Real Estate started June 1st, 1976. Condominium legislation had come into effect in June 1967, and this was an industry that was still relatively new. What it did was it really democratized real estate, so it opened up a market to hundreds of thousands of new purchasers. People would come into the sales office, as silly as this may sound, and they'd look around and they'd say, well, how is this going to work? You want me to buy this little piece of the sky? Who's ever going to buy it from me again?
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's even imaginable now, but because now it's an industry, now it's mainstream, but in those days it was really pioneering. We received a mandate from an Ottawa-based company to sell 33 Harbour Square. There were press in the newspapers, mistake on the lake, white elephant. It was really a failed project, and that was our debut. We made several little changes, and it really took off right from the moment that we took it over. And all of a sudden, the salespeople got remotivated, and then we started to sell, and it actually started to work. I was reading an old newspaper article recently that said that the pricing at Harbour Square began at $45,000 and increased to a staggering $400,000 for the penthouse. Over the last 10 or 15 years, I got calls from purchasers, maybe a dozen or so, that I had sold condominiums to 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And they called me to thank me, which was a bit shocking. You sold us this condominium that we lived in, and then we bought two more. We paid off our mortgages, and now we have more net worth and more wealth than we would have ever had if we hadn't done that. Because there's an old saying, you can't outsave real estate. You've got a mortgage that's going down, you've got values that are going up, and it's basically a win-win. So that was very gratifying to see all those people that did well over the years.